This episode of Shooting from the Lip is brought to you by the County Line, Louisville's last honky-tonk bar, located at 1891 Old Preston Highway in Hillview, Kentucky. Manager and bartender Chris Lucien invites you to check out live music every weekend, Friday and Saturday nights. Check out their Facebook page, The County Line. Mention Shooting from the Lip on Friday nights and get Jack Daniel's Honey for $3.
Shooting from the Lip features views and opinions from smart, funny, serious, and not so serious people. This show is intended for a mature and not so mature audience. Enjoy the show!
What's up? Kevin Hale up in this house. Sorry for the delays, but stuff happens on live internet radio. But here we are. We are doing it live tonight, Monday night, October 3rd, 2016. It's the Shooting from the Lip 200th episode. We got, besides me, I've got my whole staff, my players, my better halves with each show. Let me introduce my Monday night co-host, Russ Hinkle. Russ, what's up?
Hey, Kevin, how's it going on this big Monday night 200th anniversary show? Oh, my God, it's crazy.
This is our WrestleMania, if you will, our Super Bowl. With us also is Greg Unthank, who is my Wednesday night co-host. Greg, what's up?
Hey, how's everybody doing?
I think
Big night,
better
big night.
than you.
I'm trying to
Better
get
than
my
you
dog out of the
physically.
way here.
Yeah. You're getting over or trying to get better from pneumonia, so you are a
That's right.
trooper for hanging out with us tonight. Very
Well,
appreciative.
I appreciate that. It's the least I could do for for the show.
Very cool.
Everything for the show. Yeah.
And last but not least, my Friday night co-host, the blonde bombshell herself, Tiffany Mac. Tiffany, what's up?
Hey, happy 200th anniversary. It's sort of funny because, all four of us are celebrating your 200th.
Well, yeah, I guess technically it is my 200th. The premise of Shooting from the Lip started on a Monday night. I got to give a shout out. Bill Saunders was my co-host back in the day, and then when he had to bow out, I think I did a few shows by myself, which I needed that sparring. I needed that significant other, if you will, and Russ to me was a home run for me. To get Russ to commit to Monday night was huge for me. He is my yang to my yin for Monday night. So, and then from there, I decided to, on Monday nights we talk any and everything. Everything is on the table. But Wednesday nights, from Monday night show, it gave me the idea that I could dedicate a night to promote local music venues, and Greg Unthank, who's been a longtime friend, who's been a musician in town for over 30 years, was the right choice to be my partner in crime for Monday nights, and we've had a lot of success promoting local music, talking to the local musicians, being part of the music scene, and I absolutely love that. And then Friday night, one of my guilty pleasures is the paranormal. Tiffany and I met at the beginning of the year, and through just bouncing off some ideas, we started a Friday night paranormal show in mid-April. So collectively, Monday, Wednesday, Friday nights do tally up all the show counts, and tonight we've hit show 200. So
That's awesome, Kevin. And what I'm getting from that is, you mentioned the word commitment when you mentioned me at first, and like other commitments in your life, you had to turn it into a foursome instead of a twosome.
Exactly. A couple people, it got kind of the more the better. But well, check this out. The intention for tonight is to reminisce with some people who were part of the Monday night show with Russ and I, and get a lot of these people back on. We've got guests lined up from 10:10 on the 10s all the way up to 11:50. we had a late substitution for the 10:30. Tiffany, thank you for taking care of that. We'll be talking to lots of people. But without further ado, we've got, pretty sure he's going to come across sounding positive, sounding strong, impressive. Someone I met at, it was a UK, like a Legends autograph session where my daughter Claire was involved.
Legends might be a bit of a strong word.
Cameron Mills Radio, former UK Hoops player, beloved UK Hoops player. Cameron Mills for the 3, but Cameron Mills tonight is with us. Cameron, what's up?
Thank you, and thank you for including me on the show. As much as I tease you about thinking I was the only guest, I'm honored to be a part of this cavalcade of friends that have made this show what it is.
Well, and I had to reach out to you because you've been on a few times and you've had good segments.
Not only that, but you've had, you know what, and I want to say this before we get started. You have had not only me on, but you have had writers from my website recently. You've had Michelle on, you've had Kristen on, you've had Andrew on. I remember you send out these little square blocks of your guests every show, and I'm sitting there thinking, wait a minute, these are 3 of my people that are going to be on the show. So that was awesome. Thank you so much for doing that, because those are great people who do a fantastic job writing for my website.
They've been doing the Sunday night show with me actually since football season started. Collectively, and they're great. I love the ladies, and Andrew. Cameron, before we get started, chat with you, my daughter Claire wanted me to make sure I said hello to you. She misses you. She hopes to see you again.
I know. Give her a big hug and kiss. I love your daughter.
Yeah,
she's a sweetheart.
Yeah, adore you. Cameron, I've got Russ on, I've got Greg on, I've got Tiffany on. We're all UK fans. Russ and Tiffany are UK grads. Russ,
I was there.
Shout out.
I was there from 92. We were there. Russ and I were both there around the time that you were there, I think. I was there from 96 to 2000. And Russ, when were you there?
I was on the bonus plan. I was there from 93 to 98, and for someone graduating in 98, going through the 4 years that you were there, Cameron, I can honestly say that to us, you're a legend. Anybody that graduated in 98 or in there those 3 or 4 years, you're certainly a legend to the people that were there. I can assure you of that.
Well, thank you. Well, Russ, listen,
and still are.
If you say the bonus plan is what? Would you say 93 to 98? So that's 5 years. What would you call the plan if you started 94 and get your degree in 2010? What plan would that be? Because that's the plan I was on.
Well, you were distracted. You probably had to practice a lot.
Well, I did, and that could be my excuse. I could also make an excuse that, you know what, I tried to take a Greek class instead of a Spanish class and wound up getting a 17%. And that's not 7-0, that's 1-7, which, by the way, I was assured is the lowest score that has ever been handed out in the history of the University of Kentucky. Most people, when they start doing bad in class, they drop out, they withdraw from class. Not me. I hung in there and got a solid 17%.
So apparently it was all Greek to you.
Yeah, I've tried that joke before. No one ever laughs at it. I make those Greek jokes, and everyone's like, really? 17%? So it doesn't work when you kind of compare it to a 17%. Think about how many tests and quizzes and homework I had to have absolutely failed to get a 17% in a class. And then I had a professor who, and I was warned, I was told, Cameron, do not take Greek. It's in the classics department. It's not in the language department. And the classics department notoriously hates athletes. But I wasn't an athlete that was going to take advantage. I was going to do my work. I was going to show up for class. It didn't matter. 17%.
Now, Tiffany, you can speak Greek, right, Tiffany?
Cameron, I actually went on to work for the Department of Defense in Greece. So I was actually there for 4 years. And the ancient Greek, the ancient Greek is similar, but there's still a lot of colloquial words that you would never even use. Yeah.
See,
it's like having a really, really strong dialect.
Yes. Well, my thought process was I was going into ministry. Of course, UK didn't offer any kind of ministry track or anything like that. The closest they came was the New Testament is literature and the Old Testament is literature. And so I thought, okay, the New Testament's written in Greek, so I'm going to take some Greek. The problem is the New Testament's written in Koine Greek, and what they offered was classical Greek. And it didn't matter. The best thing I could do is I learned how to pronounce the letters and the words, because it's different. It's not the Latin alphabet, so you have to learn a brand new alphabet.
Wait a minute. Were you in a fraternity?
No, I was not. No, yes, I was.
Okay, because they try to
Big
pronounce
Blue
the
Nation.
alphabet too, but
Yeah, the fraternity, the only fraternity I was allowed to be in was at Wildcat Lodge. That was the only one our coach let us be in, even though I had a few teammates who decided to join others. But here's the cool thing I could do about Greek. I learned the letters. I learned how to pronounce them. I learned how to read them. I couldn't tell you what the words meant, but I could read Greek. And let me tell you something, that impresses a girl. If you can look at those letters and just read the Greek words correctly, enunciate them correctly, it impresses the opposite sex. I'm here to tell you.
You know what really impresses them in Greek? Finding a toilet that flushes. Finding a toilet that flushes. Yeah.
Well, there are plenty on the University of Kentucky campus.
It's pretty impressive.
Yes. Well, listen. I spent 17 days in India, and I can tell you that's not just a Grecian problem. That might just be a Southeast Asian issue.
Mm-hmm. Now, Cameron, you said that this Greek impressed the ladies. I'm thinking that's about the 20th thing that impressed them as being a UK basketball player. I mean, come on. I don't know how far you got to go on the list for that to impress them.
I don't know. There were certainly girls, I guess, that liked the idea of being around the basketball team. And I always wondered, is it because they liked the idea of being around the basketball team, or is it because they wanted tickets? And I went back and forth on which it was, because tickets are, they're hard to come by, especially now. I think Midnight or Big Blue Madness is already sold out. I can barely get a ticket. I think I can get one if I want one. I can get one ticket if I want one for Big Blue Madness. So I wonder sometimes what the draw is. Is it that they actually want to be around the players, or is it that, you know what, actually I'd like to go to the game?
It's blue chip college kid. It's blue chip college kid with a scholarship. That's what they want.
Yeah, but the problem is I didn't have a scholarship until my junior year. So by that definition, I was a nobody by freshman and sophomore year, which, to be perfectly honest, back in those days, freshmen were nobodies. Nowadays, freshmen are all we have.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, Greg, you're a UK fan.
I am a UK fan. Everything you guys have been saying is all Greek to me. I didn't go to UK. I didn't get the experience of any of that stuff. But yeah, I have been a UK fan all my life, and it's pretty cool being on the air with you, Cameron, and getting to chat with you, buddy. And
well, thank you, Greg.
Yeah, and I think that you were pretty cute, as a ball player in college.
Certainly appreciate that, Greg.
And then and that probably contributed to the ladies as well. So being cute, being on the ball team, and also being able to spout out the Greek was probably a big advantage.
I think the Greek did more for me than anything else.
I don't know. Some of those threes in the Duke game, I think, were sure things later, that night or once you got back to campus.
Yeah, but that got me just as much attention from the guys as it did the girls.
Well, Russ, were you there that night?
I was on the court. I was on the court during the celebration that day. I got a couple of pictures that my dad got off of the 100 years of UK basketball video that he froze and blew up to almost poster size, where I'm right in the middle of the melee.
That's pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah. I think you're. I have to look at the picture again, but I think you're to my left or my right. But I ran all around the court going crazy. And I actually held Jeff up in the air and spun around for a little while. He jumped up in the air because I had his jersey on, and I caught him and spun around in the air and then went to the middle of the pack. But it's where everybody's out in the middle and everybody's there. You can see me with my hat on backwards, in the middle of the melee with just a Chief Walmart jersey.
I have that. I have that poster as well.
Was this the
Duke game down in Tampa? No, it was the Elite Eight game.
The Duke game, okay.
It was the Duke game in Florida in '98 to go to the championship.
You know what's frustrating about all that for those of us that are players, and this is going to sound really, really weird, and I don't know how many people really understand this. If you take what goes on at Euclid, and I'm not talking about the couch burning and all that nonsense, but I'm just talking about the celebration, right? Whatever goes on, when all the students congregate because we've won, and there's this kind of makeshift party that just happens because everyone's celebrating. It's actually, I don't know if it upsets my other teammates, but that's a part that I miss. I never got to be a part of it. Now, granted, I was on the floor celebrating with my teammates, which was certainly fun, but we knew that whether it was Two Keys Tavern or whether it was going on Euclid or no matter where it was on campus, there was a party going on that I kind of wanted to witness myself. And even the moments of, you mentioned, running around on the court and holding Jeff Shepard up, you're so in the moment where you realize, you're kind of in awe of what you've just done, because even though you set it as a goal, it's really hard to imagine that you're going to do it. But once you do it, you sit there and you realize you're celebrating and you're not really in the moment. And so people ask me all the time, what did it feel like to hit that shot against Duke? And I have to tell them, honestly, if it wasn't for the video of it, I would have no idea. Because I can't explain it. I don't remember it. I don't remember the details around it. I don't remember what I was thinking, what I was feeling, what I was hearing. It was just a reaction, and I don't know. And so there's a big part of those celebrations that you don't remember being a part of because you were so in the moment and worried about what you were doing that you miss those things. And those things kind of matter because, like you said, you were there and you remember running on that floor. I don't have many memories of what happened after we won.
Yeah, that's a good point. Of being in the zone, you were in the zone, doing your job.
Well, I think
Too much
we
adrenaline.
all were, and it wasn't anything. Yeah, I think that's part of it. It was. I think what it was the adrenaline letdown because the adrenaline got us through the game, got us through winning, and now all of a sudden it's all gone, and we're just kind of in a daze where we're like, well, now what? Everyone's celebrating, except your brain's not processing what's going on. You're enjoying it, you're happy, but you're not taking those mental pictures. And those mental pictures are the things that when you're 40, getting ready to be 41 here in a month or two like I am, those are the things you want to remember. And that's why video and DVD and documentaries and, still pictures and newspaper articles, that's why those become so important to you because they kind of, they snap those things back to you. Oh, that's where I was when that happened. Oh, I picked up Jeff Shepard and held him up in the air for a few minutes. You have those kind of memories.
Yeah. All right. We have to stay on task, Cameron. Give us a quick Cameron Mills social media. Where can everybody find you?
I'll give you 2 or 3 things real quick, and then I'll let you get on to your 150 other guests that you have on tonight. By the way, congratulations on your 200th episode. This is awesome, and big congratulations to all the hard work, because I know it's not easy to do this night after night or Monday after Monday or Friday after Friday. So congrats to all of you guys. Couple things. You can find me on Twitter at Cameron Mills with a Z instead of an S. You can find me on Facebook with Cameron Mills Ministries or just Cameron Mills. You can also, and let me just drop this little hint, there is a special UK documentary coming out in December about the 96 championship team that I'm putting together with some special people. So that's all I'm going to say about that now, but want to kind of start getting the word out about something very special that's going to happen Christmas Day, 5 p.m. in Lexington, and really a lot of different stations all over the state.
Well, cool. I'm going to throw this out there. Cameron, come back on later, in the next month or so to promote that too. So if you don't mind.
I'll do that. You just let me know when I can come back and I'll do it.
All right. Thanks so much, brother,
all right,
for
guys,
hanging out.
Y'all have a great rest of the show.
All right.
Go Cats, Cameron.
Go Cats, yeah. All right, Cameron Mills, I got to keep the show going. Next up, Donna Halper. Now check this out, Craig. Craig's the musician on here. Donna is author, professor, media historian, former broadcaster, radio consultant, and she did have a hand with my all-time favorite band, one of your favorite bands, Greg, Rush, when she spun the vinyl in that Cleveland DJ or the Cleveland radio station back in '74.
Right.
Donna, Happy New Year, by the way.
Well,
welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, and Happy New Year to all of your Jewish listeners. I also passed along, by way of Getty's sister, with whom I'm friendly, I passed along Jewish New Year wishes to Getty. So for all of the Rush fans who are like, wish I could let him know, he knows.
Yeah.
And believe me, he appreciates it.
Yep, happy
Donna,
about
thank you so much
that's no small thing. I mean, the loyalty that people have shown to this band over the years, it's kind of like a giant family. And now that you're doing your 200th here, I mean, you understand it's like a giant family. And people are like that about you guys. You got people that are just regulars. They call in, they listen, they post on Facebook, blah, blah, blah. It's the same thing with Rush, only on a grander scale. It doesn't matter where they are, whether they're performing, whether they're not performing, they're still touching people's lives. And your podcast has touched a lot of lives too. You've made people think, you've kept people in a conversation. God bless you, babe. It's just an amazing thing. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks so much. Now, I was sharing this with Tiffany, and I'll bring this up to the rest of you. Donna, one of the shows in the past, I had Donna on, and to this date, that is the most listened to show, Shooting from the Lip show, over 1,200 listens, which actually, I did several Rush type shows, and probably most of those Rush shows occupy most of the top 10 audience, and that's because of the fan base. But Donna, again, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I know
my
you
pleasure.
you haven't been feeling well.
No,
Yeah, I know
really
you haven't been feeling well, but yeah.
But you know what? I'm
the
glad to be alive. I'm glad to be alive. I mean, there's something to be said for having 3 surgeries in 2.5 years. I can't think of what the something is. I can think of ways I'd rather have been spending my time. But as I always say, you know, every day I wake up, I'm like, wow, I'm still here. My enemies will be so disappointed, you know?
Amen. That's cool.
Donna, I have a quick question
Greg,
for you.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Can I ask a question, Donna? First
I
of all,
charge
hello.
$50 for each one, $50 for each one, and then like $75 for like really tough questions.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I'll make it work.
Kevin didn't tell you. Okay.
So you've been in the industry for so long, and this is my ignorance because I wasn't around for your shows. But you know, how long were you in the industry, and do you still do it?
Well, I was in the industry for close to 40 years. And I was a DJ. Oh yeah, it's making me wicked old, but still young and cute. If you saw me, you wouldn't take me for my chronological age. Nobody ever does. Yeah. Well, you know, rock and roll. That's what it is.
Rock and roll.
So does it keep you young?
Those are my 2 favorite things. But I was a DJ. I was a DJ for 13 years and an assistant program director and a music director. And then I opened up a radio consulting business for almost 30 years. And I write books. I give talks all over the country. In fact, as we're taping this, or unless we're live, I'm off to give a talk in Springfield, Illinois about some interesting people in Illinois media history. So I still get to be guests on people's shows and everything like that. But the industry changed a lot in the 1990s, and I had to reinvent myself. I went back to school. I got my PhD when I was 64 and became a college professor. Wow. So these days I advise our school I advise our school newspaper. I work as, like I said before, I'm a guest on various people's radio shows, and both professionally and like in the podcast world of, you know, friends of mine that do podcasts, but also on like major radio stations. I've done a little TV, but I'm not real comfortable with it. I'm much more comfortable doing radio. And I teach courses in media-related subjects, and I also blog. So that's how I spent my summer vacation.
Very cool.
That's
Greg,
interesting.
You're the musician.
I'm very, very happy that you're still involved, and it's strange that you would go to like the academic side after that, but that's amazing. So it's wonderful.
Well, you know what? You play the cards you're dealt. I would rather have stayed in broadcasting, okay? But I'm sure that there's a lot of people that would rather have done a lot of things. But when there's no jobs, you know, you sit around and you're like, well, this isn't fair. You know, this was like 3 decades of my life. And unfortunately, because of media consolidation, you got like 5 giant conglomerates that gobbled up most of the stations. And suddenly my consulting business, which had been very successful, it just kind of went away. So, you know, there were still bills to pay, and so I just decided that the other thing I'm reasonably good at is teaching. I had taught part-time at a couple of universities for a while, and they wouldn't promote me without a PhD, so I said, fine, I'll get a PhD, and I did. Because I'm always challenging myself, you know? And, you know, in fact, even with the 3 surgeries, I have not missed, I missed 1 day of work because of a doctor's appointment. But, you know, I mean, I was answering, you know, emails from my students the day after I had cancer surgery. You know, I'm just, you stay focused, okay?
Amazing.
So you do the stuff you love and you stay focused.
Now, Greg's a musician. He's been a drummer for well over 30 years. Greg, ask Donna a music/Russ question. Go for it.
Yeah, okay. What if I don't know the answer? What if I don't know the answer?
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you have any question. Of course,
when it's like what's Neil Peart doing right now, I could probably tell you. Hanging with his family, really enjoying what looks like retirement, and finally just spending time with the people he loves and not being in pain.
Right.
That tendonitis, I'm serious. If you're a drummer,
I am.
I just, and as you get older, I mean, Neil is like all the rest of us, he's young and cute and he's doing the stuff he loves, but as you get older, that being out on the road and banging away for 3 hours and throwing his heart and soul into it, it was just, I mean, I can't speak for him. Yeah, I can't speak for him, nor would I, and he never complained. But I really do believe that while he misses the guys, it's Alex and Yeti, come on, they were family. But on the other hand, he's getting to watch his little daughter grow up. He's getting to do some, some hiking and some fishing and some bird watching and some hanging out with his friends. And, I don't think we've heard the last of Rush, but I totally understand why he needed to get away, and
and me too, with the suffering that he went through with
my God.
And to be able to have the opportunity to live some of those things, it's a blessing, for him.
Absolutely. But you had a question, and I will try my best.
I did. The question is, when Rush broke out on the scene, they of course had a different drummer, and they got really popular. I believe I'm trying to figure out how to say this. Got lots of requests through your radio station. What was the interest from the listeners?
Well,
that wanted them.
Really, I'm glad you asked that question, because these days, with Rush being an international phenomenon, we forget that there was a time when nobody knew who they were. And in fact, when we first played Working Man, and then also Finding My Way, those were the two that were the biggest for us at WMMS. When we first played them, people called up and said, "When's the new Led Zeppelin album out?" They thought it was Led Zeppelin. And, of course, it wasn't, and we had to keep telling them, no, Canadian band, Rush, and they were like, Mahogany Rush? Because there was a band from Montreal,
Exactly.
And we had to keep playing them and putting it in the listeners' minds who they were. There was instant reaction. People loved them, okay? I mean, Working Man, the phones lit up like a Christmas tree. You can call Denny Sanders, who is still among us, and he will tell you, it was like, wow, we play a lot of imports, never seen anything like this. So we were used to playing records from other countries, including Canada. And, we'd get one or two requests, that's kind of nice. What label's it on? Where do we go get it? But this was almost instantaneous. People really resonated with Working Man, okay? And they didn't know who was in the band. They didn't know anything about them other than what we told them. But it didn't take a week before I had to get on the phone with their management and say, you better ship some albums into Cleveland because people want to buy them, okay? And we had a store called Record Revolution that sold imports. And that, this is in the years before downloading. This is in the years before, well, you just go on YouTube. Nah, you couldn't do that back then, okay? Yes, the internet existed in 1974, but not in the way that we think about it. It was called ARPANET, and it was run by the military, and most people had never heard of it. So the idea of just like downloading, no. So you kind of waited for the record store to get it, and this was a big deal. This was a very big deal. So yeah, the original drummer was, of course, the late John Rutsey, and John was a very good kid. I feel bad for him because he was born too soon, okay? If he had been, I'm not saying he was a great drummer. I would be lying if I said he was Neil Peart. He's not, okay? But he was a good rock and roll drummer. And had he lived, let's say, in the 1980s or 90s, he probably would have had a pretty good career. But as a diabetic in the 1970s, I'm sorry, they didn't have EpiPens, they didn't have insulin pens, they didn't have Toujeo, they didn't have all of these different products where you could just go out on the road, play your heart out all night, and then just real easy, nice, simple injection. Back then, if you had serious diabetes, you had to go to the hospital, and you had to get your shots from a nurse. And there you are trying to live the rock and roll lifestyle while going to the hospital and seeing the nurse? No, it just wasn't going to work out. In Toronto, it wasn't going to be so bad. But Rutsey was a kid. They all were kids. They were all, in their late teens. And he wasn't eating what the doctors told him to eat. He wasn't managing his diet. And it was going to be a problem if he had to be out on the road away from a hospital. And I think the guys in the band, they knew two things. Thing number one, we want to go in a different direction. We can't be a bar band forever. Now people are liking us in Cleveland. We got to come up with some new material, and it can't just be three-chord rock and roll. So they knew that. And the other thing they knew was Rutsey's health wasn't going to let him go out on the road the way they wanted to. It had not been a possibility until WMMS started playing the record. Nobody in Toronto was playing it. They had their own, little circle of friends that came out to see them at the clubs. But the clubs were all in Toronto, and then they could go home. Okay? So suddenly it's like, oh, my God, we're getting calls from Cleveland to send our records to Cleveland, and then it was Pittsburgh, and then it was Seattle, and et cetera. And Rutsey was never going to be able to do that. Even if he was the second coming of Neil in 1974, he wasn't going to be able to do that.
Right. And yeah, on that, enter Neil into the band, and their sound did drastically change.
Absolutely, but you know what? I'm real
curious on the feedback that you heard when people started experiencing that new sound. What kind of feedback?
I can tell you all about that, but I do want to just say one thing. Till the day he died, I don't think Rutsey ever felt good about what had happened, okay? And not like he felt anybody had thrown him under the bus. I mean, he just didn't like the cards that he was dealt in life, just like I wasn't real happy about losing my radio career, I mean, there's certain things that happen to you. Wasn't really thrilled when I got the phone call to find out I had cancer. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that happen to you that you're kind of like, why me? And then you got to just pick yourself up and go on. So Rutsey picked himself up and went on, but he didn't have the life he had wanted to have. All he really wanted was to be a rock and roll drummer, and he couldn't do it. And that bothered him till the day he died. So that having been said, with regard to how the fans reacted, by the time A Fly By Night came out, and of course the guys played a couple of the new songs from the album at the Agora, okay? And so they were already in Cleveland performing some of those new songs. They were already telling me and telling a couple of other people in the trades that the new songs were coming. People were excited about Neil because Neil had joined the band, in I think August of 74, if I'm not mistaken, maybe earlier. But however you slice it, he was now going out on the road and performing, and people were seeing what he could do. They hadn't really seen Rutsey. They may have seen him once, okay? He made one trip, okay? But, oh my God, Neil was now the drummer. And I think people started associating Neil with Rush. And that while they liked Working Man, when they heard the new stuff, they were like, oh my God, these guys have got incredible potential. The reaction was just really, really positive, as I sort of knew it would be. Because I knew these guys were more than just a three-chord rock and roll band. I heard flashes of brilliance on that first album. And I always said to myself, my God, if they can do that within the limitations of being a three-chord bar band, oh my God, imagine what they could do with a good producer, a good studio, and obviously a drummer that was in sync with what their plans were. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah, very, very much so. And I was always curious about that because I knew they had a lull in the career there for a while. Where the record companies were kind of scratching their heads at what they were doing, and they said, "The heck with you guys, we're going to do what we're going to do, or we're going to go home." So that's why I was wondering.
They always refused to sell out. They always refused to sell out. Okay,
and you got to respect that.
And that song "Spirit of Radio." I mean, come on, they just they are not all about the money. Yeah, sure, they're happy they made money, but they were never willing to sell out who they were to get money. They were never willing to sell out their ethics to get money. And, they were told a million times, oh, you got to have a top 40 hit, you got to have a 3-minute record. They tried to have a 3-minute record on that first album. That's what In the Mood was all about. Okay, they were hoping that would get some radio airplay. Many people feel that's one of their weakest songs, but I know why they did it, and I know exactly what they were trying to do. But it wasn't really them, okay? And if you can't be true to yourself, then what's the point?
Right. Good call. Donna, I've got to continue on with the show.
I'm just delighted to have been here at all, and thank you for letting me participate.
Great.
Donna, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Well,
thank you for
having me be a part of it, and, may you have 200 more and then 200 more after that.
Before we let you go, share with us your blog. You do a blog, so share with us the contact for that.
Well, in fact, I'm writing a new blog post tomorrow for the Jewish New Year. It's called Dialogue and Discourse, Opinions and Commentary about Politics, the Media, History, Religion, and Current Events. And it can be found at DL Halper Blog, all one word, dlhalperblog.blogspot.com, dlhalperblog.blogspot.com. So
very cool.
Upward and onward, and thank you for the plug. And like I said, I'll have something new up tomorrow. And I used to blog every week, but these days, since I've been recovering from my most recent surgery, I just truthfully don't have the energy. So until I get my energy back, it's every other week at this point. But thank you for giving it a shout out, and thank you for being so good at what you do. Now get back to it. There's more interesting people than me out there, believe me. So go get them.
Thank you, Donna. It was nice talking to you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Donna.
Love ya.
Bye-bye.
Oh, she's so cute.
What a cool lady.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's been when she's been on, we've kind of covered some controversial things. So she's very has a very intellectual side to a lot of the political topics of the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the plan is we'll have Donna on again on a segment where you can debate her, longer than a
Well, I'd say the funny thing is we agree on probably 70% of
more than half.
Probably 70%. We both agree that we'd rather pick a random name out of the phone book than Trump be president. So we got that going.
Right. I could have picked your brain about Rush for all night, but I know I held it up a little bit, so I apologize for that. Let's move on.
No, let's move on. Our next up is one of the sweetest people that I know in my life in the music scene. Craig, you know her.
Are you talking about Jeni Carr?
Bubbly. I'm talking about that Carr chick. Yeah, JC is in the house. What's up?
Jeni Carr for president.
Absolutely. Done.
Much better than any other alternative.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
What is up? What's up, Jeni?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. Doing good.
Jeni, I've been better, but I've been worse, sweetheart.
Hey, that's every day for me, really.
Yeah, I know. We got to keep rolling, right?
Here. Jeni, what's been up with you?
Man, I've been busy. I feel like I've been a little out of touch just because I've been so daggone busy lately. But I'm so blessed and happy to be. We've been pretty much playing 2 and 3 nights a week here lately, and just excited about this record coming out, and
cool.
Just happy to be here.
Well, I know last time we had Jeni, you talked about doing that.
Right.
It's about here. It's almost there.
Yeah, Jeni is one of my local guilty pleasures, if you will. And I say that with all respect. I say that with all respect. And what's cool with Jeni is that when I started doing my podcast, particularly jumping into the music, part, she made herself available to me anytime, every time I wanted. She never said no to me, which, I'm not used to chicks saying no anyways. But I digress. But no, seriously, and plus, Greg, before you became my mainstay on Wednesday nights, Jeni co-hosted with me a time or two. So she's just been there for the show. I know she's got my back and the show's back, but Jeni, it was a no-brainer that I'm going to do a 200th show. and I had to pick out people who, helped me along the way, or, we had fun along the way. It was you. So thanks for hanging with us.
No, thanks for letting me be a part of it. I appreciate it so very much. Thanks for all you do for all of us little guys out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know what, Greg, you could speak on this too. How popular and successful has the Wednesday night show been? And we see this when we go out and interact with people. They actually know who I am. They already know who Greg is, but they know who I am. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, you can definitely see more people commenting on their pages.
Shut up, Tim.
That could just mean that you're a bar rat.
No, not that. Well, I guess it could.
You sure?
Be.
No, you're not a bar rat? Okay.
I don't. No, I do. I like to think I do support the local music scene. There's so much talent locally here.
You definitely do.
Yeah,
I have to say that being a bar rat, you have been out there supporting the bands, and you do go out and see the people that you have that we have on the show, and that's appreciated. Jeni knows us. The older we get as performers, it's harder to get your crowd out. Life. People just don't go out like they used to. And it's appreciated.
It's hard for people like me
more.
with little kids, and but you all have the ability to go out and experience it. I wish I could. You guys are having so much fun, though, being able to hang out.
You know what, though? I don't go out very much. If I'm not playing, it's hard to get me out as well. It really is.
I know people.
So you do good. You do
Jeni?
good things, Kevin.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that. That's but you know what? Again, it's a no-brainer to me. Well, no-brainer. If I had my choice, what to do on the weekends, if I'm not with my kids, I want to go see live music. And, I'm fortunate that I've got a lot of options on the weekends to check out a lot of talent. And Jeni is one. I can sit in a bar, sit at a gig, and drink my beer and listen to her all night long.
Awesome. The more I sound, the better you drink.
Yeah, something like it. Jeni, how's the family?
The family is wonderful, amazing. I'm lucky every day just to have a family, but I got a good one.
Is the young man playing football this year?
We just wrapped this season up. Literally, they turned their equipment in this afternoon. So,
yeah.
Sniff.
Yeah, I know. But there's also that relief that you don't have to make an unexpected trip to the hospital.
Well, that's just part of the territory in football. But I am a football fanatic, so
Absolutely.
I hate to see the season go.
I know.
Jeni, being a former University of Louisville cheerleader, Jeni, what do you think of your Cards this year?
Oh, hell yeah. Let's go, Cards. The game the other night, even though we didn't come away with the win, it was still just a super exciting game to watch. And just being able to hang with that caliber of teams these days is awesome.
Yeah. You got the Heisman Trophy front runner right now, I do think. I'm a Kentucky I admit I'm a Kentucky fan, but I'm actually interested in seeing, Louisville, how far they can go. I don't think they're, just because they lost Saturday, if they run the table, they still, I think, could have a shot at
man. There's plenty football left. They can definitely be right up in there.
I can definitely say it'll be a season to remember no matter what, but
absolutely.
Totally, I think they still totally have a shot of being up there.
Oh yeah, they don't have much on their schedule left. They got Houston, and then other than that,
right, which will be another
great day. It will be, but I think they had their hardest one this Saturday.
Yeah, the Louisville-Clemson game by far was the best game of the college football season. But I think that Louisville-Houston game is going to be right up there. It's going to be so exciting. I'm happy for my Louisville friends, and it is a magical season. Not just making a run for the college football playoffs, but Lamar Jackson right now, it's his Heisman to lose the rest of the way. He has separated himself from everyone, so that's cool.
Yeah, I know some people will get this, but I'm a Cards fan, but I am not a cat hater, and I think there's a big difference in that. Some people just like one team just so they can hate the other. But I think the rivalry is pretty daggone awesome. And regardless of where the cards end up, they're just a really cool team to watch this year.
Yeah. I totally agree.
Just fun to watch.
Jeni, share with us gigs you got coming up.
This week I get to return home for the first time in a long time. I'm going to be all the way out in Shepherdsville, good old Bullitt County, out at Lights Out this Saturday. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cool. My buddy Rob Mattingly going to be helping me out. We're going to have a good time out there.
I might have just found my Saturday night destination.
She got there maybe months ago. That's a fun gig.
Yeah, we have fun no matter what, but
right.
But we're looking forward to that one, especially. I don't get to go back home very often, so I'm real excited about that.
Being across
then, of course,
the bridge,
I got like my first full band gig in a long time coming back up at the county line in November, so really excited about that.
Okay. All right. Well then, yeah, we'll be. I'll bring you back on and we'll promote that because I want to. This being a full band, I want to get you on and let's talk about that. So.
Yeah, we're gearing up for it. I don't have a whole lot on the schedule coming up between now and then, just so we can gear up for that. And of course, the CD release. We're getting excited. Very cool.
Very cool. Jeni, share with us your social media.
Social media, it's Jeni Carr, JeniCarr. I'm on just about every social media outlet there is. We're on Twitter, Facebook. Of course, all my music's on Amazon, iTunes, and JeniCarr.com.
Yes. And for shits and giggles, Jeni, give me the song line that I fell in love with back in the day. And it still is my favorite. Come on.
Don't even throw that dog a bone.
Dog.
Dog.
Jeni. Again, one of my favorites. Greg, you can vouch. Jenny's a sweetheart, really, really good person, and I'm happy to call her a friend, and so talented, too. So, Jeni, thanks for everything.
I'll vouch for that.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you all so much.
And I'm happy to know you too, Jeni.
Thank you,
There
Tiffany.
you go.
Me too, Jeni.
There you go. And Russ getting to talk
confirmed all the way around.
Thank you all so much.
All right, Jeni, have a good night. I'll be in touch, bud.
You too. Thank you all.
All right, take care.
Good night.
Greg, how you feeling?
I think it's about time for me to head out, brother.
Okay, that's good. You hung out.
Yeah.
You were a trooper tonight, almost an hour. So appreciate your time.
Right. I do want to say congratulations on your 200. I really appreciate the opportunity you've given me to be able to come on Wednesday nights and bring on some friends and have some family reunions like you call them. It's really out of my wheelhouse to do something like this, to be live and talking over the radio. I kind of fumble around myself sometimes, and but still I have a great time doing it, and looking forward to doing it some more, buddy. So congratulations, and it's good to be involved. So thank you very much.
Much love, Groovy G. Get better. We'll be doing our Wednesday night thing in a couple of days. So
yeah, man.
I'll be in touch.
Okay.
Right.
Good night, everybody. All right.
Thanks, Greg.
Night,
See you,
Greg.
Greg. All right.
Good night.
Let's see. Take care, Greg. Moving right along. This is one of my other guilty pleasures, Russ. This little U of L alum, U of L supporter. She is the co-host of Kentucky Women Talk Sport on 970 AM. Daryl Foust, one of my BFFs when it comes to the whole podcast thing. Daryl, thank you for gracing us with your presence tonight.
Absolutely. Where else would I be during Monday Night Football?
Wait a minute, Monday Night Football. Oh,
it's boring. But suck.
I don't even know. I'm not even paying attention to the score. It's what the Vikings are playing. Vikings Giants. Right? Okay.
Vikings up by 2, I think.
Okay. But Daryl, you're with us tonight. Daryl, you've been a frequent flyer on the Monday night show. And what's funny, Russ, is she's all cards, and we still give her the time of day.
Well, hey, Louisville sports is pretty exciting right now, and I'm just glad that you said you were a frequent I thought you were just calling her a freak for a second there. I was like, come on, Kevin, that's not cool. But, yeah, I mean, Louisville is having a pretty good season. I mean, I think the Clemson game kind of, put a little pinhole in their balloon and kind of made them think, okay, we better, not get too big of a head. But that'd probably be a good loss for them, I'd say.
Daryl, your take real quick after, summarize the Clemson game for us.
I don't know who was talking. Was that somebody said Greg?
That was Russ, just a moment. Russ.
Oh, Russ, yeah. I'm right there with you on everybody got a little too big for their britches there for a while. But I think it was owed. I think everybody's talking about Louisville right now. You kind of have to, and I knew you couldn't resist. So here we are. I think that game, it was ugly in the first half. It was like the first 6 drives by both teams were like punts, and then Louisville finally gets on the board. Clemson intercepts after that, and they get on the board. And it's just like the first half was just, snooze fest. Both teams didn't get picking up till the second quarter, second half. And it was just one of those games where Lamar does what he does. He gets the ball around to everybody else around him. He has a great game. I think when you're looking at both quarterbacks, which has been the conversation, Deshaun Watson, he had a great game, but it was nowhere near as good as Lamar had a night. You know what I mean? I think that Clemson got a little tired of hearing about Louisville, and that was leading up to the game. So it was chippy in the first half, and there were so many no calls that were just kind of like you end up shaking your head about. The penalties was about even, I would say, but the no calls was totally uneven. Just one of those things you're saying, what if that happened? But then it comes down to that final play where Louisville's driving, and this moment that Louisville fans have been waiting for from James Quick to do what he was brought here to do. This is the highest recruit Louisville's ever had, and he has the opportunity to get the touchdown, which I think in his mind it was just the first down. That's not a championship mentality. So I think, the ball was dropped in that moment, and, it's just kind of, all right, come back down to earth, Cards. We still got to finish this out. I think it was a good game. I think Clemson escaped once again.
I totally agree. I watched the game. I was out, and I watched the game. Was very impressed with Louisville. I thought Quick, there's been some conversations on, when he went out of bounds, did he think that he actually had, got the first down, or there was, I don't know. But, to me, losing at Clemson, really at on a last-second play, to me, didn't hurt Louisville. I don't think it did. And
no, and it's one of those things where, like, at the beginning of the season, Louisville fans are talking about, we got to get one of the two being Florida State and Clemson, in the Atlantic Division. We got to take one of them down, and that finally happened this year. And not only did it happen for Louisville against Florida State, it was just totally dismantling Florida State to where it looks like amateur hour. And kind of seems like they haven't been right since. But the problem I have with the Clemson game is that Louisville won in almost every category against Clemson. Just first downs, even possession of the ball. They had less turnovers. They had more total yards. The difference was the no calls. In that last second play with James Quick, it was a 12-yard drive from the first down. I mean, maybe he just had a lapse of just forgetfulness and just was like, okay, I need to get 10 yards. But I was reading something, of course, we got all this conspiracy theory media out afterwards. Just the first down marker wasn't up. This is his only avenue to know where he is at on the field, and it was laying down. And the guy that was supposed to be handling it is obviously a Clemson fan, jumping up and down on the sidelines, which I put myself in his shoes. I work with Louisville media. Being on the sidelines and being neutral is no fun. But when you're a ref, that's got to stop. And that wasn't there. And I really think it does affect James Quick's decision and his play makings. But you had to go for the touchdown there. I mean, just one cut in the end zone. It's just so, like, hopefully he can learn from this mistake and move on for when it is a championship moment. Totally agree.
But nonetheless, I think the Cards are still in the picture. AP, they dropped to 7. This has been, the truth is the top 7 or maybe 8 teams, I think are very, very good teams. I'm hoping I'm hoping we see Louisville. I want to see Louisville. I really do want to see Louisville crash the playoff picture. I'd like to see them against Ohio State or Alabama just to see what happens. So, anyway.
Yeah, see how the cards fall for sure. But funny, I was at the Miami Dolphins Bengals game last weekend for Thursday Night Football. And some guy in front of me, of course, talking about Lamar Jackson. So I got to put my ear up to him, see what he's going to say. He says, I hope Louisville does make it to the playoffs, so it'll be easy for Ohio State to beat them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about
I hope U of L makes it to the playoffs too, because I think if they can make it to a BCS bowl and win, then maybe we can finally take a vote in the city of Louisville to change the color of the team from that god-awful red. Maybe we can get a majority to change. It's just a different color.
What?
But are we talking helmets or something? You don't like the shiny helmet?
No, I'm talking about the whole red. Anything red. We're gonna go like with maroon or purple or something else. So just put it to a vote, so that way UK fans can cheer for the team too. We can't cheer for them if they're red. It's just too offensive to the eyes.
So basically, you want to throw a hue of blue in there and make it a little darker red.
No, we don't want to. Yeah, we don't want to. We don't want to give them any UK blue. We want to keep that for the Cats. But you know what I'm saying? Just something. It would make it seem less like we're cheating on UK if they weren't red.
I mean, it's kind of like cheating on your girlfriend with like a soup bottle, though.
Oh.
She just flipped the script right there. Did you see what happened?
She did. I like that. Wow, Russ. Supermodel.
But I think as far as the big picture here, I think you're right. Louisville's still in the picture. I think Clemson, something will happen to Clemson, because that is not, in my mind, wasn't a game they deserved. I thought Louisville deserved it. It was hard fought. Lamar just totally worked his ass off for that, and to rely on James Quick, and it just falls short. I think you can only really go up. I mean, the schedule's not too hard. I'll be going to that Houston game too, and that last game's kind of boring, so we'll just not even talk about that one.
Very cool. Daryl, you are a shooting from the lip favorite, no matter what color you wear. Share with us quickly all of your social media.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at Daryl Foust 4. You can shoot the shit with me on Facebook too if you find me. My show airs every week on Saturdays, 1 o'clock on 970 a.m. You can follow at KY Women_Sports. There's, of course, at Daryl's Pink Hat or at Daryl's Skicks. All of those are following the cards.
Daryl Foust, one of my buddies. Daryl, we still haven't hung out and had a beer or anything. We need to do that.
Yeah. First round's on you.
I know.
Hey,
I got you covered. Yes, sir.
Don't talk about it. Be about it.
Yeah, don't talk. Yes, exactly. Daryl, as always, thanks for hanging out with us tonight, and we'll get you back on and talk more Louisville sports down the road.
Yep. Thanks for having me. Have a good night.
All right. Take care, lady. Daryl Foust. All right. Got to keep going with the show. We're running a few minutes behind. Check us out, Russ. I know you heard this show I did with Christina McQueen, Naked and Afraid. Well, she's not afraid tonight. I don't know if she could be naked. Christina, what are you currently right now? What's your physical status?
I'm actually laying in bed with my fiance, eating popcorn and getting ready to watch Stranger Things. And I'm actually not naked. I have a T-shirt on and some shorts.
Oh.
Sounds like she's partially clothed and content, Kevin. That don't sound like a very good show to me.
Yeah. Next segment. No. Christina came on. The story is that I found Christina on, I just happened to be watching Naked and Afraid. And I think, is Chris listening to the show, Christina?
Yeah, he's actually sitting next to me.
Yeah, we could hear the background. But I'm flipping through, or not flipping, I'm watching Naked and Afraid, not knowing who's, just watching the concept of the show. And it happened to be that night the new show was Christina McQueen from Louisville, Kentucky on. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. And she killed it. I mean, her personality, everything. And then I reached out to her. We had a great podcast. But Chrissy, obviously, Naked and Afraid was a good thing for you. Tell us.
Yeah, it was definitely a good thing.
Yeah. Tell us what kind of transpired from that.
Well, the positive that I took away from it, it was just an experience of a lifetime, an adventure of a lifetime. But, since I've done the show, I've, my whole life has completely changed. I met Chris about 4 months afterwards, after I had came back from filming the show, before it even aired. And Negative Freight actually called me, and they've called me like 3 times asking me to do the XL, the 40 days, and I've turned them down because I just don't want to leave Chris, for 40 days. I just can't do it. So I've actually turned them down, and but Chris and I are actually working on a project now. We've gotten some sponsors, and I can't let the cat out of the bag, but it's going to be awesome, and hopefully soon you guys will be watching us on television.
For real?
Cool.
Yeah.
Is this like a reality show?
It is going to be, it's going to be like a reality show, but, putting my personality, and I know that you don't know Chris very well. I know you've talked to him a couple times, but, our sense of humors are just our connection and sense of humor is just perfect.
I can only imagine.
Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. Some of the things that we've already filmed and we've done is just the funniest shit. It's going to be awesome. So it's going to be a good show. So we're working on that now, and I just released or just was out of my contract or I think it was August with Discovery. So now I am moving forward with the project in hand. So we're excited. I can't wait to let you guys know and have you guys involved.
Well, can we agree that once you're ready to blow this up on social media, whatever, you come on and we go more in depth with what you got going on?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We can actually come to you and we'll film some so you guys can be on our show.
Ooh, Russ, you always want to be on cam.
Yeah, we'll do it in studio. Vlog spot or something.
Yeah, we got to do that. Wow.
For sure.
Just curious. You said you're wearing shirt and shorts. What's Chris wearing?
He is wearing t-shirt and flannels because it's getting chilly.
Flannels.
It's getting cold outside.
Chris.
Yeah, we've been
give my
hunting.
Give my love to Chris.
Kevin says hi. Yeah, we've been hunting all weekend, so we've been in the tree stand trying to get us a deer.
Did you get one?
No, we actually haven't, but it just started. We hunt in Indiana, and it just started October 1st, so we've only been out about 3 or 4 days. And, it's just, no matter if we see a deer or not, it's just awesome being out in the woods. There's just nothing like it. It's so peaceful. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing like hunting with your partner. It's so awesome. We have the best time doing it. And it's just great to, share those memories with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Russ, you being my Monday night partner, you and I have hunting skills, don't we?
Oh, I go deer hunting, at least once or twice a year.
That's not what I'm talking about, Russ.
I understand, but I was just thinking about sitting next to her in the tree stand and being kind of paranoid, thinking she's over there thinking this is just pussy right here. We got guns, we got clothes. We're trying to kill an innocent little deer. She's been on Naked and Afraid and had to hunt with rocks and kill boa constrictors. And here we are with all the modern things. Now I would feel a little insecure hunting next to you.
Christine, you shared a story back in the day, growing up, man. It was hunting was part of the dinner routine.
Yes, it was. And Chris taught me how to hunt with the compound bow. So I've been doing that for over a year now, and my shot is just on point. And because usually it's just a gun, so it's so much more fun with the bow. I mean, you have to get the deer close to you and within range, and it's just awesome. Try the whole challenge is get them really close to you when you're in the tree stand and not letting them know your location. It's a lot of fun though. But the best part is the eating, for dinner, eating the deer, and the jerky is amazing.
Oh, yeah, you got to kill yourself a jerky deer every year.
Oh, definitely.
Tiffany.
Yeah, all year we eat it.
Tiffany, are you a big fan of jerky?
I am an archer. I am. I love it.
I said a big fan of jerky.
Oh, I love. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, who isn't?
But Tiffany, you can shoot up. You got bow and arrow game, Tiffany, right?
Yes, I'm an archer. I'm an archer as well. Yep. Why is there like feedback?
Yeah, I think Chris has got the show going on his phone or something, and we hear the echo.
Oh, it's probably my phone because I have a really, really cheap phone. It's like one of those flip phones. Seriously, it's probably my phone.
What's that called when you? It's like your bow strength or something. What is that? Is that what it is called? Bow strength, or when you?
No,
you do a 40
he was
or 60?
impressed because I can pull back a 40-pound bow versus, I guess, a 60, because 60 is usually what my dad uses, and I use 40 for. You have to have 40 for killing a deer. I mean, you have to have a certain amount of strength behind it. And I don't think he believes me.
I don't know. I guess I believe you. What is yours, Christina?
48 at the moment.
No, that's to the Russ, what's yours?
I don't know. Last time I went to get fitted for a bow, they actually told me that because of my dominant eye, I had to shoot left-handed. It was over here on Bardstown Road at the Archery World or whatever, and he did some tests, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm right-handed all my life." He says I got to shoot a bow left-handed. But then I remembered that I hunt deer like I hunt women. It's not about the pace of the chase for me; it's about the thrill of the kill. So I'm just going to go gun hunting.
I really enjoyed
another awesome soundbite by Russ.
Love
all right,
it.
Christina, share with us all your social media before we let you go.
I've got CJ McQueen 11 is my Twitter and Instagram, and then of course Christina McQueen 39 and Christy McQueen 11, or vice versa on Facebook. So, and I have Snapchat and all that stuff, but I rarely use any of that. But those are my main four.
Well, let's
I think Kevin
get you
Snapchat last week. Then he got a shot.
No, I didn't. Christina, let's have you and Chris on very soon to promote your all's next gig. Do me a favor, Christina. Pinch Chris or something so he'll make some kind of a scream. I want to hear him.
I don't
do
scream,
something.
Kevin.
Not yet, anyway.
Touche. All right. Christina, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. It's always
Thank
fun.
you so much for having me. Congratulations on your 200th episode.
Thanks, babe.
Is that right? 200th episode, yeah.
It's 200, right? Yeah. And we'll connect and we'll get you guys back on soon to promote your all's new things. So
excellent. You guys have a wonderful night.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Christina McQueen, she was on Naked and Afraid, Louisville, Kentucky. They got a new project coming up, some reality show. That's got to be interesting. So moving right along, I get to bring on one of my brothers from another mother, a guy who I've had a pleasure in getting to know and promote all their gigs, events at the county line. The manager, bartender, Chris Lucien. Chris, what's up, brother?
Hey, guys. What's going on?
Lucky Luciano.
He's back. Chris, what you been up to?
Oh, just the same old, man. Just doing the band thing, listening to good music, hanging out. I haven't seen Russ in a while.
I know. I actually haven't seen Russ in a while.
Well, I went through a little stint where I had the knee surgery, and then I went through the rehab. Then I had to get back to work and catch up on a bunch of work, and then the 5-year-old started school. And fast forward, I'm dead.
Life.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Understand.
Chris, our Monday night shows for the longest time, you were a fixture. We, the County Line Countdown segment was going on. It was our last segment of the night, and had a lot of fun. And I think what we found out is we were starting to get the same people back on.
We did quite a few of them.
Yeah. We had a great run, and you got carte blanche to come on anytime you want. But Monday nights is, as you heard, people heard at the beginning of the show, it's brought to you in part by the County Line. Chris and the County Line are huge supporters of our show. And again, I get to the line as often as I can. There's great music. It's a great atmosphere. you do your part in killing it with bringing the the country music scene, the country music talent to the line. So again, kudos to you. We always have a good time.
Thanks to you guys for all that help, man.
Right now, oh yeah, I mean it's a partnership, but heading into the summertime is in a sense over, so we're heading into the fall, winter time. But what's the county line like during the last part of the year for you?
Well, it's summertime, so everybody goes to the lake and does their cookouts and camping out and stuff like that. So actually we had a pretty good summer so far, and but now we're moving into the busy time of the year. We get bigger bands, bigger crowds, and it's
right.
I'm looking forward to it.
Now, I was looking at the bands that are coming up this weekend. Actually, I was going to promote it, but since you're on, go on and promote the bands that are playing this weekend.
We got two new bands this weekend. They've never been to the county line before. We got Noah Smith from Cincinnati, Ohio. His band's coming down. I think him and Jake Badger are pretty good friends. I think that's how we ended up getting in contact with each other. And then Saturday we've got another band named Travis Wayne coming from Nashville, Tennessee. So kind of looking forward to checking them out for the first time. I looked them up online. They got really good songs, and it looks like they put on a pretty good show.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to ask you, because when you gave me the names of the bands, and you and I have been we've been promoting County Line for well over a year. Those two names were new to me, so they are definitely new. Both, and actually, this has been a first in a while that both Friday and Saturday nights you got new faces, new bands. And so that's a cool thing. So
yeah,
I like that.
Yeah. I can switch it up a little bit.
Yeah. We had Jeni Carr on earlier. She talked about she'll be at the line in November with the full band.
Yeah, the full band.
So I think she said that's going to be the first gig from what if I heard it right.
Well, I think they did. They did the fair, and then actually the way before, back when we first opened, Jeni Carr was in the Twang Town. So I've seen her in a full band. Okay. She's really good, and this is a brand new.
But I think this particular band, yeah.
Yeah, it's the first time for this band. Yeah.
So.
And also, I don't know if she mentioned it, but in January we have we're doing a one-night original showcase. It's going to be split up between Jeni Carr's going to do 2 sets of original music, and then Shane Dawson's going to come on and do 2 sets. That's all going to be full band too.
That's fucking awesome. Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Of course, we know Shane is near and dear to you, the county line, and to our show. Chris, we need to you need to make some recurring visits onto the show just to keep the show honest, because Russ, we always have a good time with Chris. Russ?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was you know what, my favorite time, honestly, I can't hardly think
is you get to sing. You just want to sing. You haven't sung a song lately.
Is the county line countdown just the whole thing? But yeah, the singing part was cool sometimes. Sometimes I just I laid a big egg, but every now and then I would get that 5 minutes of I don't want to call it fame or celebrity, but just 5 minutes of somebody thinking, wow, that doesn't suck.
It was 5 minutes on. Russ, what would be 5 minutes of what a female would say about you? Your good 5 minutes.
Well, my good 5 minutes. I've had. It's not like McDonald's. There hasn't been billions served, but it's been a lot of satisfaction.
Oh, Russ, Chris, you got to make it a point. I think we need to at least get you back on once a month just to keep County Line Countdown segment going. We got to hear your voice. Yeah, I know. Chris, Russ, Chris has been a huge supporter of the show. Hell, you walk in the county line, you do see our little Shooting from the Lip banner there. If he's faking it, then he's doing a good job. But I think he likes the support we give him, but he's such a good guy. And I love promoting the county line because it is the music and talent that comes through there is incredible. It's a great scene. It's a great vibe. So,
is that what you meant by every time you called me on a Friday and say, Russ, you wouldn't believe the talent up here. Come quick.
Twofold. Yeah, twofold. Yeah. You walk into the line and you see Chris Lucien smile, which is great, and you listen to the bands that are great, and the talent that's on the floor watching the bands. It's pretty cool too, Russ. So just saying.
I got you.
Chris Lucien, County Line. You guys are on Facebook. You don't do Twitter, right, Chris?
Do Twitter. I've tried. I mean, I read and stuff. I don't understand all the symbols and stuff. I guess you could say.
On there, tweeting like a big dog.
Yeah, I got to get my son to teach me a little bit about it.
That's all right. All right, Chris.
Well, congratulations on the show, guys.
Thanks so much. You have been a huge part of our run to 200, and much love to you. Appreciate your support, and we'll continue supporting you. And
hey, same here, man.
Have a good night. Thanks so much. We'll connect probably this weekend. So take care, brother.
All right, guys. Bye.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Chris Lucien, manager, bartender at County Line. He is a brother from another mother. Good guy. Tiffany, are you there? I don't know if Tiffany's still there.
I am.
Tiffany, what are you?
Absolutely.
Tiffany, let's bring on. We got to keep the show rolling. Doc Rebecca Housel. Doc, she is the pop culture professor. She bites back, which I'm really glad that she does. Tiffany, let's get this out. We're at, what is it? What time is it? It is 11:28. So, I can take it a little further as far as my chatter for tonight. Tiffany, I love you to death. Yeah, the kids are in bed. Tiffany, your girls underneath your chin are nice, but Doc brings it as well. Doc and her girls are sweet. You know what, Russ? I'm telling you right now, if we could, I'm just saying, we're very spoiled because of what packages that Tiffany and the Doc bring to us right now. Doc, talk to us. What's up with you?
Hey, congrats on 200.
Thanks so much. What's up with you?
Not much, other than, the suggestion. I mean, I think that was what you were suggesting, that Tiffany and I kind of double team you two, huh? Is that what's going on here tonight?
Is that what's going on? I missed that.
Tag team?
You know what? Yeah, I mean, Russ, really? Wait a minute, Russ, you and me, really? Did you not, you're not one step ahead? Why is Doc one step ahead of us? They should never be. That should never be. You and I.
Kevin,
come on.
I can't help that I'm just such a conservative gentleman. I can't help it.
What? No.
Oh, come on. You can't do that. You're just playing coy right now. I know what you are.
Now, wait. I want you to, Russ, Tiffany, check this out. I have never on a podcast bleeped or censored a moment, but there was one night when we were doing a show on a Monday night. It was actually it was a County Line countdown. Chris was on, and a couple of the guests that were doing the gigs at the line, and the one, I can't remember his name. I think his name was Chris.
But my friend Chris.
Yeah, Chris Turner. He said he was given. Rebecca was just on before we went to the countdown, and when we went to the County Line countdown, Chris made a comment about he wishes that the previous guest, which was Doc Rebecca, was going to be at the line. And I messaged Doc to come on, and she came on, and they were talking about shots and Chris said that first round of shots would be on him, and Rebecca said, wanted to clarify what kind of shots. Do you remember that your line? Because I had to. The word facial is what I bleeped out.
Yeah, well, I'm on the edge, baby. That's where
I love it.
Real talk. # real talk.
Tiffany.
I'm curious as to what the comment was.
The comment was the word shot. Listen to this, Tiffany. The word shot and facial. I had to bleach facial. You don't do what? You don't do facials, Tiffany? There you go, Tiffany. There it is. Russ.
Wow.
Russ?
Yeah. No.
They're really good skin.
No. Russ, when was the last facial?
Dude,
I'm
in a committed relationship, so it's just every now and then I imagine going through that whole motion, but then it's in a warm, safe place. It's hard to remove it from the warm, safe place when it gets really excited. You got to keep it safe.
I just want to know when you say you're in a committed relationship, why that has anything to do with your last facial. Like, is your man not giving you enough facial time, or what?
Yeah, and we could go that way, but I was trying to take it seriously, and the whole, it's just hard. I mean, it looks fun on the videos, but once it's in the one safe place.
So fun.
It's so fun.
Super fun. Let's go. Turn on for me. I like it. Anyway. It is.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness. See, I knew this at 11:20ish when Rebecca came on, everything went up in ante. We took it up a notch. I knew I could count. But, all right, enough of the facials, Doc. You are.
That's definitely what
enough
she said.
foreplay. That's what she said. Besides being the pop culture professor, what's going on with you lately?
Well, I started a company called Soul Arrow Entertainment, and I'm the CEO. I call myself the bikini CEO now because I tend to put a lot of my bikini shots out there, and I did it for you guys tonight as well. We're in company, and we're doing a number of events this month. Actually, one in Atlanta on Saturday. One at the end of the month in Salem, Massachusetts for Halloween. Both are benefits for charities. One is for homeless children at Children's Restoration Network, and one is for the disabled through something called Capabilities in Massachusetts. So we're trying to go around the country, help people out, and I've got books. Pop Culture Professor series is coming out. It was supposed to be out already, but I was busy, being like a manager for like TV talent, and I just did not get to my projects, and everybody's really mad at me, so I had to prioritize, and that'll be coming out, I promise, hopefully for the Christmas season. We'll see. Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, we'll be looking at all of those amazing, fun pop culture venues. It's going to be great. Everybody will like them. They like the other ones. Oh, and I'm in 77 countries now with my other books on pop culture and philosophy. 77 countries in 9 languages.
Wow.
Yeah,
hey, Kevin, there's a bikini CEO where I work, but I heard the nude CEO makes a little bit more money. I don't know. It's just a rumor.
Somebody just got called out there, Doc.
Uh-oh. Yeah, you want to see some nude pics? Actually, it's one of the highest number of searches for my website is people are looking for my nude pictures, which I don't have, actually.
Oh, sounds like there's
zero. Whoa, Doc.
There needs to be a
is there a VIP?
section.
Or, Doc, Rebecca, or you could just humor the podcast guys, Russ and Kevin. Tiffany might peek. I mean, it's all good here. It's all
girls
good,
like peeking. Yeah, girls like peeking just as much as guys.
Tiffany, are you a peeker, Tiffany?
That's a very good question, Kevin.
I like
All right, so can I get a very good answer?
That's a very good question,
Very
Kevin.
good answer. Boo! 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 Yeah. Tiffany, we really had a foursome going on here, and you're like,
I think
being
that
a
means that
buzzkill,
she's
right?
within earshot of the kids or something like that.
Oh, whatever. Okay.
Am I,
that could be it.
I just don't like playing along, I guess, tonight.
All right. Fine. Doc, what's the latest conventions and stuff you've been to?
Well, this year, because of you guys know about the stalker problem, it's actually a really big one. Like the kind, Christina McQueen was shot and killed in June of this year in Orlando. And last year, Deb Constantino, my friend from Ghost Adventures, was killed. It's really serious, that level of people shot arrows into my house. So it's super serious. And frankly, I haven't been able to get on stage because people are threatening my life. And every time I go on a stage, it's a little bit dicey. So actually, even in Atlanta this weekend, we had a threat. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I'm lost here. What the heck is all this stuff?
Yeah,
this is new to me.
Real quick, Doc.
Oh, well, stalkers are actually 8 out of every 10 women in the United States are killed by their stalker every year. It's a really huge problem because even though it's against the law in every state, the problem is how do you get a person that's driving by your house? You're allowed to drive by the house. Usually people are arrested for things, stalkers are arrested for things like aggravated assault, like shooting arrows into your house. But the police actually have to get there and catch them. And if they're not there to catch them, for me, a 911 call in Atlanta took 35 minutes. So these people were getting away. They would have gotten away with killing me if I hadn't have left that little area that I was in. I had to go. I mean, I was there for 8 months, and every day I had teaching schedules because I actually am a professor as a pop culture professor. It's not just a trademark. I really do teach. And I'd be gone for 10 hours thanks to Atlanta traffic in a given day. And when I got home, there'd be like muddy footprints. Someone had slept in my bed, read my mail, stole my mail, like unbelievable. Yep, all real.
Wow.
After my tub. I mean, I'd come home.
Oh my God.
And I'd be like, oh, great, sorry about that. I mean, it was really bad. Wow. And I was sleeping one night, 2:30 in the morning, I woke up to a noise, guy standing at the end of my bed, and a big chunk of my hair had been cut off. I kid you not. And that was when I left. I was like, God. I'm done. It's time to go. Just got done. So it's serious.
Oh my God.
And when someone says they're going to kill you, I'm not joking. I know how to shoot a gun and everything now. I've become Annie Oakley. I'm just not messing around anymore. No more. So getting on stage, I don't know, but hopefully we'll get there again.
There's an old story that happened to a bear family. And Baby Bear said somebody was sleeping in his bed and they were still there and ate their pork.
Yeah, I wish I could laugh, Russ, but you just really can't when you actually wake up to a person that's in your bed and you're like,
well,
oh
the bear, the bear story was not yours. So you got we're talking about the bears here, Kevin.
I feel like Goldilocks, who would come in my bed next? And I thought I'd be happily surprised. Sadly, there was.
Rebecca, I've actually. I've been in a situation very similar to that, and I'm telling you, your heart pumps, but you never think that you can move fast enough. But somehow, with God's graces, you can. Then you're a really lucky person. So, you know what? Keep your gun under your pillow, girl.
Oh, it's not a joke. I really cannot, I really have a lot of trouble. I don't know what's going to happen this weekend in Atlanta. That's where the stalker lives in particular. And I'm really having a hard time. I may or may not be able to actually appear there because I've already had multiple threats. So I'm really it's really scary. And that show Jessica Jones on Netflix is all about her stalker, the guy that you guys ever watch that? Come on now, you gotta. It's part of Marvel's Daredevil franchise. Oh,
I've heard of it.
I've seen every episode, and we started on Luke Cage last night.
Yeah, Luke Cage started up on Friday. Jessica Jones is all about. She had a stalker basically who was really stalking her all over again. And when I watched that, I actually had PTSD from watching it because it was the feeling it evoked in me was so similar to what actually happened just like the year before. That came out, I think, last fall, and I had to leave my home maybe about 3 or 4 months before that. So it was real fresh for me. And brutal. But when pop culture starts to, mimic my life, I get a little bit like, hey, maybe I am a superhero. I mean, I do fight back after all, right?
Absolutely.
Good Lord.
Keep doing it.
Yeah.
Geez.
Brutal.
You guys only wish
Doc,
that you had a stalker who would end up at the end of your beds. That's the problem.
It could be me.
No, you know what? When it comes to Tiffany, when it comes to myself and Russ, we don't have stalkers. It's more like groupies because of our celeb status. We're the fucking men. We because it's just saying. There's a difference.
Yeah, I get it.
I get it.
Yeah. Well, we're at a stage where we're just so popular after a few shows. I get it. You've got
me and Russ.
Not me.
I said me and Russ have been on here for the long haul. Russ, I don't know if anybody's listening. What is the famous piece of furniture in my living room? What do you always refer to that?
The too busy.
It's the sectional. The sectional.
The sectional.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. SEXTIONAL. Right. Russ, why I'm throwing you fucking softballs and you're not playing along?
Well, I was thinking of something to say, and I had my thing to say all queued up, and then you throw me a curveball. It wasn't actually a softball; it was a curveball, because now I have to think about that, and then try to remember what I was going to say, and then my mind exploded, and I forgot everything.
Russ is in a
I can. He is, evidently. I can tell. Russ, Russ, you're being a buzzkill. I can look over my left shoulder and see my sectional and think of all the memories.
And I was also thinking, you were talking about these groupies so liberally. You must be hogging all the groupies, because I've not got groupie one. I don't know where's the co-host.
But you're in a committed relationship.
I know. But you're in a committed relationship, Russ. I'm not. Well,
maybe I would bring the groupies home to Mallory too. Maybe she would be interested.
Oh.
Now we're talking. Home parties, home parties. Make sure you video that shit. That's on like the porn thing, X-porn or X or something.
Exclamation
point. Russ, we have to get Doc to get to Louisville for a weekend.
To the sectional, or to what?
The doctor is in.
Talking about
all the above. Doc.
I see. We want to put the girls on display. We want to try to relive all of the sexy moments that we've been talking about.
You know what?
I was just thinking, Kev.
You were just what?
If
Kev.
Kev, I was just thinking, if you ever get to date a doctor, you know how they have that sign, that old-timey sign says the doctor is in? The first time you have sex with her, the first time you have sex with the doctor, you have to say, "I'm in the doctor," instead of "the doctor is in." I'm in the doctor. See?
Maybe actually, Russ. Maybe the doctor will be in. Kevin, what?
That sounds terrible. That means she's gonna peg. That means she's gonna peg you, Kevin. She's got you pegged.
You know what, Doc? Listen to this. I want you to stay on, Doc. I want you to stay on because we've run into the next segment, and one of our favorite guys, Remy Michaels. I'm turning his mic on. Remy, you're joining the party. You and Doc are live with us. Remy, you hearing all this shit? Are you coming to Louisville anytime soon, Remy?
All I've been doing for the last 10 minutes is shake my head. I can't believe what I'm listening to.
Really?
It's shocking. It really is. I mean,
Remy, do you
what? Go on.
Remy, do you follow? If you don't follow Doc on Twitter, Facebook, whatever, Instagram, follow her right away. She is a hoot. She's so cool. I mean, we're obviously just we're shooting the shit, tonight, but she is
actually
fun and real. We're shooting from the lip, right? But connect with each other because she is hilarious. She's so cool, so fucking cool.
Kevin,
and I do.
Poor Remy here. He does charity work. He runs in nature, takes beautiful photographs, talks positively about everything, and you have entered him into the 7th level of hell here with all this debauchery. He's got this wholesome image, and you're talking about it's just terrible.
Sex positive, Ross. Sex positive now. Let's not get negative. Sex is good.
Well, life is full of tests, isn't it? Right? So I look at it that way.
Is this your test tonight, Remy? Now, Doc, are you familiar with Remy? If you two have to connect on Facebook stuff. Remy is not only is he cool, he's a supporter of the show. We love Remy. Remy is a genuinely good guy. Genuinely good guy. He does all these nature hikes and stuff, and
he's an extreme adventurer.
You can attest. Extreme adventurer. And Tiffany, let's go on and give a shout out to Remy. He sent you a nice birthday pic last week, didn't he?
Oh, yes, he did. Yes, absolutely. Remy are you still a firefighter, Remy?
Yeah, I'm on the way out. I'm retiring. Yeah, okay. Early retirement.
Well, let's just say all of those handsome firemen that you've seen throughout the years on those calendars throughout the years, Remy was one of them. And I'm telling you, it was a very happy birthday. And I appreciate the fact that you shared your calendar photo with me.
Now let's wait a minute. I'm going to do this. Check this out, guys. I'm gonna blow it up. Tiffany, do you still have that picture of Remy?
I do, but that was I don't know if I could share that.
Remy, does she have permission to send that to me right now? Yes.
Well, you know what? I think Tiffany has
yes or no, Remy. I don't need
Tiffany has good judgment. It's up to her.
No.
I'll put her on. Tiffany, listen, send me the picture. Guess what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just all right. Russ, Tiffany, Remy, Doc, Rebecca. I'm putting all of us on Facebook Messenger blast. Check this out. I'm gonna forward this picture to you'll see it in a second. Remy is the man. We love Remy. Actually, Remy, when I saw that picture of you, Remy, for the record, it moved just a little. Just a little. I'm not gay. I'm not gay, but it moved a little.
I got
Oh my God.
The only other person that made it move a little was Russ, and now Remy's number 2.
If you have to exclaim that you're not gay on the podcast,
I'm not gay, Russ. Stop.
Just a little gay.
Stop, Russ.
A little gay.
No, I'm not a little gay. Stop. Why are you even going there?
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
That's right. There's nothing wrong with it. I do like gay
porn. No.
Was it windy? Is that why it moved? It moved because it was windy? Is that why?
It could have been windy.
Yeah, okay. Just wondering.
Tiffany. Yeah, Remy has got the whole fire part. Wait till you all see this. I'm gonna do this. I'm on Facebook Messenger.
Very, very handsome.
Remy Michaels.
I really like firefighters. I'm a really kind
Do you now?
I got girls.
You'll have a new appreciation. Rebecca, you will have a new appreciation.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, Remy is the man. Remy is Remy, when was this back in the day? How old were you then?
That was about 5-6 years ago. It wasn't that long ago.
Rebecca, do you notice Do you notice the Canadian accent? Do you notice the Canadian accent, Doc?
In Remy?
Yeah.
Remy, I live about an hour and a half from the border of Canada right now. I had to haul ass from Atlanta.
Uh-oh.
Well, there you go.
Hint, hint, hint.
I travel to the border all the time, so there you go.
Hey, Remy, what's going on,
Ah, sweet.
Who needs Tinder these days?
Exactly, when you have Facebook Messenger.
Those texts, God, I put them on me. I will take some of that.
Holy moly.
That was fun. I love this picture. I might have to put this on the background of my phone. That's not bad.
You probably wouldn't be the first.
I like that you're holding that hard hat under your arm. It's like, I don't know, I'm getting Girlwood right now.
Wow.
I take a lot of nature photos. Yes, I do. I do a lot of hikes, right? Right, Kevin? You know. I'm not just like a positive PhD bikini CEO. I'm like a real person.
Exactly. Telling you.
I'm feeling very
right away.
good.
Remy, you all connect social media. Doc never lets us down with her status, with her pictures, with her girls. I'm telling you, right now, Remy, Russ, as guys, we have, the girls on tonight right now boast 4 of the most beautiful things set up.
Wow, Tiffany. Actually, I just.
Wow, that's impressive.
Facebook. You are super.
That's a little
hot, girl.
impressive. Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Tiffany is hot. Tiffany is like a close second to Russ's hotness, but she's
Oh
still
my God, that's ridiculous.
I miss.
Well, we do have a wide rainbow of shooting from the lip guests and hosts, right?
Yeah, check this out, Doc. Rebecca, I don't know, are you into the paranormal?
Me? Oh yeah, I represent paranormal to people.
That's a good, okay, nice segue. Tiffany and I, we do our paranormal show on Friday nights where we talk strictly paranormal, ghosts, UFOs. What else do we talk, Tiffany?
Anything we want.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anything we want.
Any kind of anything
All right,
within the friend
hold on.
realm.
All right, it's 11:56. We're down to about 3 minutes of live show because all we can do is a 2-hour show. I have to bring on our last caller of the night. You know what? Tiffany and Russ Sahara didn't call in tonight. Sahara Shea. But anyway, I'm turning on the mic. Russ, one of our favorite ladies, is from the West Coast. Amy Cordova. She's she's an LA publicist. Amy, what's up? Join this party,
Hello.
Amy.
Thanks for having me. Congrats on your 200th episode.
She is out in LA right now. Our lovely Amy. Amy, check this out. Tiffany, Rebecca, Remy, this is how cool. I've known Amy for a while. Sweetheart. Yep. She's an LA girl. She's beautiful, sexy girl. I love her to death. And there have been, I don't know, Russ, how many times? It is, all of it's true. How many times, Russ, have we done a Monday night show with Amy called in like late on Monday night, and the 3 of us just talked after the show ended? We just kept going because we just liked what was, there we are.
Yeah.
But Amy, you're running. Yeah, go ahead, Russ.
No, I was going to say, I'm a little perturbed at Amy, actually, because we had her, so frequently there for a while, and then she just kind of, she ran into a new podcast guy or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not on that anymore. I'm not
that LA diva in her, that whole Amy Kardashian thing, we became second fiddle. We were not Kanye status, Russ.
No,
we were not Kanye.
So not true. I love being on your show. I love talking wrestling and football and all kinds of stuff.
Russ, Amy, and Kevin had some serious threesomes at about
we did.
After midnight on the East Coast, 9 o'clock on the West Coast. But here we are tonight. You made it on. But Amy, right now we got Rebecca Housel, Remy Michaels, who are supporters of our show. We got all of us on tonight. We got we're really Russ. We got we have all the food groups covered right now. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Except for like dairy.
Dairy.
Well, I got your dairy.
Lactose. Do you now?
Thanks for the maverick.
We're gonna. Hey, later, guys. We're gonna milk Tiffany, but that's a whole new visual.
Oh God.
They do have to think
Amy.
That. What?
Check this out, Amy. Amy, what's up in LA right now with you?
Same old traffic and smog.
You're an LA film publicist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're an LA film publicist. What's been up with you job-wise?
We got coming up the AFI Fest, which is at mid-November, and it's basically 8 nights of premieres. And some of them are back-to-back premieres, so there's 8 nights, but sometimes there's like two movies premiering on one night. So it's going to be really fun. I'm not sure the lineup yet, but a lot of the times, like last year, The Revenant came out at AFI Fest and then won a bunch of Oscars. So, just things like that. It's really exciting. I love the autumn. I love, award season, and it's all coming up.
Cool. We need to, Russ, we need to get Amy away from California and into out this end of town.
Into the ether?
No, into the Russ, what would you define, how would you persuade Amy to come out east?
Yeah, Russ, how would you?
She likes to interview celebrities, so it's going to have to be Derby City time. So you have to come during the Derby and get,
Why does it, aren't you and us celebrities 365 days in the year? Why does it have to be Derby?
I don't interview celebrities. I do not interview celebrities. Russ, I'm going to have a word with you after. Oh, my gosh.
Okay.
Honestly.
Well, but you kind of talk about celebrities, so I was just kind of, I was embellishing.
No, right. That's okay. That's good. It's all good. When is Derby?
May? Like the first
Saturday in May.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll have to...
Actually, Amy, if you caught any of the first part or any of the segment before you came on, Derby is the first Saturday in May, and Russ and I are all about getting selfies on my sectional. SEXTI.
Oh gosh. Is that where is that where you put the rubber sheet and the drop cloth and?
Kev's
Listen,
I like this girl.
She's awesome. Hey,
yes,
Amy, right now, check this out. Amy, you're not on Facebook at all, right?
No. Mm-mm.
All right, but you're on Twitter and Instagram.
That's right.
All right, share with the guests how Rebecca, Remy, Tiffany, Russ, and I'm connected to you. How to connect with you on the other social medias?
You can get at me on Instagram at the Amy. I'm sorry, that's Twitter. On twitter.com, it's at the Amy J. That is the and then AMYJAY. And on Instagram, it's Amy J PR, AMYJAYPR.
Why such a secret?
I don't know. So not everybody. I just recently made my Instagram private too. So.
Because why? Are you getting stalked?
I had to weed out the weirdos.
Yeah, I hear that.
Doc can relate.
Right,
Doc?
Sure can.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's a whole thing. I'll tell you guys, it's a whole another episode of your podcast. That'll be the night that there's alcohol, well, more alcohol, and
more.
The talking doctor.
All right, I have to do roll call. Russ, you're still on, right?
Russ is in the house with full effect.
Tiffany, are you still there?
I am, but I am about to depart. I have to get up early to get my kids off to work, off to school.
Okay. We got Remy, Doc, Rebecca Housel on.
So.
Amy Cordova. It's, Russ, when we do these shows on Monday nights, we're everywhere with our topics. We're anywhere we talk about whatever we want to talk about. That's the best part of Monday night. That is compared to Wednesday and Friday night shows, because the Wednesday and Friday night shows that we do, or I do, that Tiffany and I do on Friday night, Greg Unthank, and myself on Wednesday night, they're specific. But Russ, we get to talk about any and everything on Monday night, and that's a good thing, because there's no filter, there's no religion, politics, sports, music, sex, no sex. Are you getting sex these days, Russ?
No, I don't know when we've talked about no sex, but it seems like a boring subject. But yeah, it's
well, with Russ,
awesome.
it would involve him and his hand, but that's fine.
Ooh, Russ.
Okay.
Hey, have you seen my hands? Russ. They got a kung fu grip.
They are
I'll tell you
gorgeous. No, I trust me. I'm not judging.
Yes, are you one?
Kung fu grip.
Do you do what I do, Russ?
Russ tonight.
Well, Russ, I love Russ. But you know what I do, Russ? I will sit on my hand. I will sit on my hand for I'll sit on my hand for 5 minutes, and it becomes numb.
Kevin.
And then
Stranger.
that's the hand I use, and I don't recognize that hand. That's a cool thing.
Seems like
My God.
the tingly sensation of all the blood running back into it would be distracting, I would think.
You know what? By that time, yeah, exactly. By that time the blood gets into the hand, the deed's done. So
this is a hard left turn on the conversation.
Okay.
There's Connor. It takes me a lot longer.
Wait a minute. You know what? I haven't heard. Hold this, ladies. Hold it. Remy is on. Remy is the sexy firefighter. Hey,
what?
Well, actually,
nobody told me there was a. Excuse me. You're gonna just hold out.
Well, you know what? Well, you know why?
Man.
Amy, I just followed
Amy, you need to get your ass on Facebook, because I shared this with everybody.
Ew.
But I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you on Twitter. You'll see what I'm talking about.
I followed her on Instagram. The green-eyed ninja. I followed on Instagram.
Green-eyed ninja. She's
that's me.
lovely. But I'm getting ready to add a little visual for you, Amy. But we haven't heard from Remy. Remy, what's going on with you? Where have you been these days? Because you're all over the place.
Well, I'm at home right now. I'm just chilling out, listening to you guys and participating. But you know what? I'm heading back to Utah in about probably 3 weeks. So I'm going to be doing Zion National Park again, which I'm looking forward to. So we'll broadcast from there again, Kevin. We can do that.
All right, cool. I need to. There's nothing like. I don't know if Tiffany is still on, but there's nothing like doing a show where we can get Remy to call in when he's on location at one of these great, sites, these landmarks, and
I called you from where? I called you from the Grand Canyon. I called you from Zion.
You did. Yeah. You called us from the Grand Canyon. It was dark, and you were running into, the fact that it was. It's great radio. So. Has everybody seen? Wait a minute. Hold on. Has everybody seen Remy's firefighter photo yet?
You guys are making me blush.
Whatever. Remy is a sexy mofo. Let's give him props. He is the man.
Ooh,
we love Remy. Remy.
He's built like a brick shithouse, a Canadian brick shithouse.
Oh boy.
Thank you.
He's a brick house.
Actually, it's more like concrete, not brick, but that's just,
Whoa.
Oh, that sounds very hard. Concrete is harder than
concrete. The more you mix, the harder it gets.
Definitely.
All right, guys. We're past the midnight hour, past the live part of the show. From me to you, from you guys, doing a 200 show tonight was it's huge for me personally. Russ and I have been doing the Monday night show for months. We added a Wednesday night show with Greg Unthank, who's not on right now, but the Wednesday night show strictly promotes local music, and we're very proud of that. And Friday nights, Tiffany and I do the paranormal theme show, which, Tiffany, we hit a home run with our paranormal guests. Kudos to you for helping make that happen. Our Friday night show is huge. But at the end of the day, it's still about shooting from the lip. It's about what, not to toot my horn, but this vision I had about doing a show to shoot the shit, if you will, and just hang out with some interesting people, every week. I absolutely love my co-host, Russ. If Russ was a chick, I'd be in him all the time, but he's not.
Okay.
That is so thoughtful.
It is. If Tiffany was not like a sister to me, I'd want to be in her all the time too. But she's like a sister. Well, here, wait a minute. I have to share this Tiffany story. Tiffany, I fucking love Tiffany to death. Tiffany and I connected at the beginning of the year because of the paranormal theme. And I come to find out she had some paranormal show history on with podcasts in her past, and through conversation we let's do a paranormal podcast show together. We started in April, and we have been, Tiffany, if we've been hitting a home run every week, we have.
Yeah,
and
absolutely we have.
Yeah, I love Tiffany to death. When you guys, when you go out to see Tiffany, whether you're friends with her on Facebook, whatever, you see her, she's stunning, she's beautiful. I admit, I look at her and I'm like, oh, wow, she's fucking hot, and she likes paranormal. Yeah, let's do a show together. And then we got to talking, and it was like, she just became more like a sister to me, and I love her to death. She's like a little sister. And here's the thing. When we first connected, truly connected, we live in the same city, Louisville, Kentucky. We connected on Skype. She calls me on Skype, and check this out, guys. She calls me with her hair up and no makeup, and I still love her. I still love her. And then at that point, I was like, oh, this is my sister. I stopped. Really was, but anyway, we Tiffany and I are BFF. Yeah, we're buddies, and
but you don't always look like a 10. I'm not 24 hours.
Yeah, you are a 10, no matter what. Yeah, it was like the first time I saw her on Skype, I was immediately like, whoa. Yeah, I was like, whoa. Oh my God, what are you doing? First impressions are supposed to be everything, but she's a doll. I love her to death. But here we are, 200 shows. Russ Monday night, who is the quintessential controversial dude to have on a Monday night. And Russ, you know what you mean to me off podcast. Just saying. Doc, you'll know this when you hit Louisville, and Amy when you come to Louisville, and Amy,
Sounds like
and
Amy.
Tiffany if you just want to watch since you're married, and Remy if you just want to watch since you're straight. Anyway, our show Shooting from the Lip has a very eclectic combination of nights, and the people who are on tonight, my co-hosts, Russ, Tiffany, guests, Rebecca, Remy, Amy, you players have been a part of who we are, and that's why you are on at, as I look at the fucking clock, 12:16 a.m. Eastern Time. You guys are fixtures, your main players to who we are, and from me to you, I thank Rebecca, I thank Remy, I thank Amy, because I know who we have on right now are truly supporters of what I'm trying to do, of what, when Russ is on, when Tiffany is on, because I know Remy is sickening as it sounds. Remy is all about Team Tiffany. It's all good.
What, I can't be supportive or what?
No, you can be supportive, but I don't know. But this is, I guess I'm assuming the host role right now of who Shooting from the Lip is, and the truth is that I can't do this show without certain people. So props to Russ, props to Tiffany, props to Rebecca, Tiffany, Amy for being, right there with me along the way, and it makes it fun to do a show like tonight. Oh yeah, it makes it fun to do a show like tonight as we're past the midnight hour, and everyone needs to, on the East Coast, needs to get off and get to bed. But much love to the people who support us, and that goes without saying.
Props to you too, Kevin. And go ahead.
No, I'll just say, though Amy it's only 9:18 out there.
Yep. Yeah.
On the West Coast.
Props to you too, Kevin. But what I was going to say is, Remy spends a lot of time in isolation, so he's going to be Team Tiffany because, he's got to kind of decide if he was going to be not in isolation, who would he want to decide? Somebody that's going to talk his ear off and, be kind of man-ogling.
I talked his ear off? Is that what, are you calling me out?
No, but if you were stranded in if you were in Zion National Park with him, he would probably be trying to hear the birds tweet and the crickets chirp, and you'd be like, "Hey, Remy, isn't that neat that over here?"
Is that me? All right, I was doing my thing to give props to everybody, Russ, but you just fucking took me down like the Hindenburg.
What I did.
No, Russ is onto something. Russ is onto something here. He's onto something. Because Kevin, if we were in Zion, I'd probably tie you up and leave you behind a tree.
You know what? If he tied you up, I'd come and take care of you.
There you go.
I know, Jocelyn. Now, be honest, Remy, would you tie me up with or without a shirt on?
This is taking a very
sinister turn. Being a fireman, I know quite a few knots, right? So I'd be able to tie you up, and I could tie you up with your shirt if you want me to.
Jeez.
The Mormons in Utah are not going to appreciate this.
Nope, not at all.
The Mormons. You know what?
Amy,
yes.
Go ahead, Amy.
I was just going to tell Remy that if you're going to at least tie Kevin to a tree and leave him for dead, at least leave him a bottle of Fireball where he can,
I'm not going to leave him.
Really long straw.
I'm not going to leave him for dead. That wouldn't be nice.
Right.
Amy, why can't you get on Facebook? Get on Facebook with us.
I don't want to get on Facebook. Ew.
Just do it for us. Do it for me.
I gotta go. I love you guys.
Oh, what a party.
All right, we're winding down.
I know.
Check us out, Russ. 200 episodes, Tiffany. Love you. Thanks. Yeah, we killed it tonight. Let's shout out to our last guest, Rebecca Housel, Remy Michaels, Amy Cordova. 200 episode. We got to spend it with you guys. Thanks so much. We had a good time.
Kevin.
At no time were any animals or people hurt during this presentation of Shooting from the Lip.